Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sorcery. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're just to join me today as we cross the bridge, as that fades away for a little bit, but we are going there. We're not gonna fall, even though it's kind of weird, but yeah. You step onto the bridge. The sun is hot now. The flagstones laid along the bridge top form the straightest, smoothest road you have ever seen. Finer than even the King's Road of Analand. Let's not look down. You keep walking, avoiding looking at the fantastic drop beyond the edges of the bridge. Oh boy. Oh. That's an interesting thing. Look at that. We're in the destroyed version of the bridge. Look at that. Heat beats down from an empty sky. You make your way onto the stones of the bridge, which form a broad, solid path. Below you, a thick marsh spreads north and south between the twin lines of the mountains. Okay, so I could drop a gold piece. Why would I want to do that? Well, I'm gonna do that. You take a gold piece from your pouch and drop it over to the side of the bridge. It twinkles as it falls and then lands 2 or 3 seconds later into the muddy marshland below. A strong gust of wind blows across the bridge. Look at the view. You pause to look across the view. Below, the marsh seems to fill the valley, from the Back Ridge to the west, to the Horns of Ilklala in the east. Further south, there are some dry patches, but they appear featureless. It seems no one has even attempted to inhabit this area. Yeah, and here was I thinking that this was an important part. But anyway, let's, can we look down from here? Let's look down from here. Peering over the sheer edge of the bridge, you see a dizzying drop down to the marsh below, which looks soggier and more fetid from up here than it did when you were wading through it. A set of rungs descend down the side of the bridge to the swampland below. Far below, an eagle hovers above the valley, waiting to scoop up its prey. The wind plucks at your cloak. Time to move on. So we can climb down from here, which is okay. Back in the past. Good. The bridge is now repaired. Let's go. You stride easily across the bridge, feeling like god of... I didn't remember this name, but I actually had forgotten about it. Or yeah, god of cloud cover, who walks the heavens as the days roll by. It is a great pity whoever built this did not think to build a bridge all the way across Lake Ilklala. Slowly the sun begins to make its way back down the sky. There are no handrails here. Sitting by the sheer drop at the edge of the road is a starving-looking man with legs folded beneath him and head bowed to the stone. He is perhaps asleep or drunk or dead. Let's watch him. You watch him for a moment. He's breathing. His head lolls a touch to one side, and then an eye half opens. Spare a coin, the man begs, sliding a palm he perhaps does not have the energy to lift across the stone. What will you spend it on? You ask, noting his red-rimmed eyes and two-aged skin. That's my business, isn't it? He replies. I have to leave, don't I? Sure. You hand him a gold... Oh, by the way, we didn't spend the coin before, when we threw the coin away. That's kind of interesting. You hand him a gold coin with a nod. Use it wisely, you tell him. He nods. Thank you, stranger. You open your mouth, preparing to ask the man for information in return for your gold, but the words fail when the beggar holds your gold coin out over the side of the bridge. He lets go. It twinkles as it sails out of sight. Huh. That's interesting. Why... I'm gonna give him another. You hand him another coin to replace the first, and he tosses that one off the bridge as well. Isn't falling wonderful? He says wistfully. Why did you do that? You demand. You wouldn't understand. He shakes his head. Now give me another coin, or push off. Okay. You hand him a third coin. He tosses it off the bridge and sinks into a deep, meditative silence. You leave the man and move on along the bridge. I wonder what that is. Was that a god? That was a god, wasn't it? The red eyes. I wonder. I have no idea what that is. And of course, I'm gonna need to replay that, and I could rewind that, but I don't want that. I don't want that for right now. I want to finish the game with as few rewinds as possible, even though I've been a little bit more liberal with my rewinds this time around. You reach the other side of the bridge. The sun is dropping down to the west. From here, a set of chiseled steps leads downwards towards the water. You feel cheered by the sight. You have crossed the Horns of Ilklala. Now only the lake stands between you and the road to High Zaman. This is not the place to rest. You still have some way to travel before you are clear of the backlands. Yeah, I hope that's gonna be, the ancient time, so I'm gonna be able to see that. Okay, so that is one beacon right there. That beacon is gonna do the work. So I need to go that way, and I need to go that way. That said, what I'll do is I'll go here, I'll activate that, and then I'll go around here, search all this thing, and then I'll activate that. Look at this, the new, the old city, and I search it again, and then point it down here to this place, and search this one if I can, and then, and without being careful without activating or deactivating, I guess, the water one over there. So it's gonna be interesting, but it's not gonna require too much finagling, I don't think. You make your way down the mountainside slowly, being careful with your footing on the scree. Darkness closes in. You should try to find a suitable spot to sleep, especially after so long walking with an empty belly. The road down the slopes, the road down the slope passes a small stone house. The aged wooden door stands a crack ajar. But I'm still in the... Where am I? Is this the old one or is the new one? I would think it's... I didn't hear the... So I'm gonna look inside first. You peer inside the house. It's dark inside, but you can make out furniture coated by layers of dust. It seems that this place is no ruin, but it has clearly been uninhabited for some time. The door creaks on its worn hinges as you push it open. Okay. Okay, good. The inside of the hut is simple, but as you saw, well kept. In the center of the room is a table with one wooden stool, and in one corner, a straw mattress cot. A cauldron sits in a hearth with a roasting spit above it. By the far wall is a sculling boat. Huh. Let's look at the cauldron first. You peer into the cauldron, but if there was ever anything edible inside, it has long since turned to dust. The pot is quite empty now. What about the boat? It is clear that the boat is an ornament, or else the owner intended to repair it but made no progress. It has several planks missing, no paint, and, well, that's not too good of an ornament then, is it? And woodworm has been burrowing constellations into its side, but once it must have been a serviceable coracle. Coracle? Sure. What about under the table? You peer under the table looking for trapdoors or long-lost items, but there is nothing of interest here. Now, I don't want to waste the whole night over here. Well, it's not gonna be the whole night, but resting here would be a good thing, I would say. So let's rest here. You push the door to and stretch out gratefully on the low cot. You have eaten nothing today. Let's eat something. You eat the joint of roasted meat, feeling much better for it. Then you lie back and try to forget your troubles. You feel untouched by danger here. Your slumber is unbroken by dreams. Day 12, you used one provision and some gold, -3. Reached Lake Ilklala, walked on the ancient backland bridge, and found no new clues. You get to your feet and stretch. Warm sunshine falls through the open south window of the house, making dust sparkle as it floats past. It is clear there is nothing here. You turn to go, and that is when you see the skeleton tied to the wall above the door frame. Okay. You stare up at it. The figure must have been a big man once. He has wide leg bones, now strapped with leather through iron pins hammered into the stone, but his shoulders are broad and stocky, now attached to hooks that still bear the trace of blood. His empty skull hangs low, socket staring at the floor. Aside from the gruesome nature, there is something very strange about it all. Really? How did he get up there? Where are his belongings? Let's cast a resurrection spell. If I can, of course. I see an R. Let's go with that. Res. Because I have holy water. Plenty of it, actually. I'm probably gonna pour the gourd. You take the gourd of holy water from your pack and cast your spell. The water begins to shimmer and shine with an inner light. Then you toss the holy water at the hanging skeleton. After a moment, the spell takes effect, and the creature's head suddenly lifts up. The skull turns this and that way, and the arms tug at its restraints. Who are you? You call. The skeleton's head snaps around as though searching for you. It tugs and pulls at its bounds once more, and its jaw flaps. But it's unable to speak. What can I do there? What can I do to make him able to speak? Oh. That one. Read minds, yeah. Drawing the skull cap from your back, you cast the spell. The creature's thoughts enter your head, musty and confused, as though covered in dust. He seems to be in a state of terror, unable to breathe or see, but he believes these things to be the result of a powerful wind that has pinned him here against the wall, snatched his breath, and forced to close his eyes. What happened? You try to guide his thoughts back to before the wind began, and the last thing he remembers is an image of opening the door to reveal a towering, coiled serpent that opened its mouth and created a hurricane. So it's the air serpent. It's gotta be. I just figured it out. And that is all. The skeleton struggles and tugs, but it is clearly very dead, as the spell does not last long. After a few more rattles, it falls still. You leave the hut and continue your walk. That's the air serpent. That's the air serpent. We might have been able... we should have been able to create a force field before when we found it. Okay, so this guy was the boatman. Not the one we saw, because there was something weird about the one we saw. But the real one, and the serpent killed him. He has a boat, so maybe the boat isn't real either. Which means that I probably am not going to be able to cross the lake, over there I suppose, to, by boat. Because if the boat is not real, then I'm not going to be able to get it. Unless it is, but I'm not sure. So that probably means I'll be forced to encounter that one. What I'll do is I'll go to the Earth Serpent right away, so I don't get bothered by it when I activate the beacon up there. So it's all going to be good. Let's go down and... huh. You pick your way down the slope and meet the ancient road. The sky is blue and pink. You stand in the foothills of the mountains. Looking east, the wide waters of Lake Ilklala gleam in the sunlight. A high point in the rocks would make a good place to stop and eat. Man, this guy just keeps thinking about eating. Just to the south is a deep fissure in the land, as though something gigantic had stamped its foot and cracked the earth. Look for this. So we are gonna find... I am looking at my notes. This is the Earth Serpent. Must stay on the ground. The goddess Throth, no... oh, actually, Fissure Lake... I don't know how to kill this serpent. But must stay on the ground. I'm gonna cast a spell here. And if I have anything that's gonna glue me to the ground, that'd be amazing. But I'm not sure, because I don't have the glue. So the big probably is not gonna work. The huff is definitely not gonna work. What about the... was that the hot? No, that's the how. I don't think that's gonna go. The fall, that's for... I need the rock, but I can't. I need to... yeah, this is gonna be a problem, isn't it? I don't have that, actually. I only have big, hot, and F. It's the ones I have. So I don't think a spell is gonna be needed here, because we're not actually close to the serpent. Let's look for the serpent in the fissure. You stride boldly to the edge of the fissure and peer over the edge to look for the serpent. You can see nothing but an endless drop. You keep watching. Suddenly a rock explodes out of the ground, just a few spans from where you stand. It begins to roll down the slope towards the fissure, but then abruptly it stops, reverses direction, and begins to roll towards you. I can't cast a spell here. I'm gonna stay still. You stay put, and the rock shoots past you, impacting into the dust against an overhang. The rumbling is growing louder. An even bigger explosion is coming. So that was not the serpent. I thought that was gonna be the serpent. But I think I might be able to pray for Korka if I run for it. I'm gonna try and cast a spell here. So, Field of Force. No, actually that's Fog. The Fog doesn't work outdoors. I do have the Field of Force if I want to. Then I have the Huff, which is definitely not going to work against rock. I also have the Dawes, which causes slowness to the rocks. That would work. Does that work? Huh. Let's see. I have the Magic over here. I always have this one. So let's go with the Dawes here and see if I can cast the slowness on the rocks. See what happens. Looking to the stars, you craft the magic, but there are no creatures nearby to slow down, so the only thing that slows is you. Oh boy. Well, screw that. I didn't know how that worked. I thought it should, right? It should allow us to do, you know, to slow the rocks down, but apparently that's not how it works. So I might be able to... oh, actually, the how makes total sense, right? Like, the head is gonna tell me, go right, go left, do this, do that. No, not Huff. Oh, I don't have the how? Oh, okay. What about the W? I have a shield. Field of Force. Let's go with the Field of Force. Let's go with that. You cast the spell, forming a shimmering force field around your body. You should be protected from all but the most serious injury now. Just in time, the rock's surface explodes and you are showered with falling stones. Yeah, that would not work. They bounce harmlessly off your force field, but you are knocked off your feet all the same. The ground opens up directly where you fall, forming the shape of a freshly dug grave. And now we are at the Serpent. You are at the bottom of the deep pit. Dust and small stones are still raining over the lip. With a pop, your force field shimmers out of existence. Let's look up. You are about 9 feet below the rim of the pit. You may be able to jump and grab the edge, but it is unlikely. The earth below is creaking and hissing with steam. Let's jump up. You try to jump, reaching for the edge of the pit. You miss and landing painfully on the pit floor. Suddenly, a rocky protrusion breaks through the pit floor. It glows red. It is boiling hot. Okay, I'll cast a spell here. If I can cast the Zen, I'll... No, I can't cast the Zen. That's the thing. I must stay on the ground. It's trying to get me off my feet. So what I need is to protect myself from the glowiness of this one. So I have the fix here. Let's go with that. Looking at the stars, you craft a magic, knocking the sapling staff on the flagstones, but it does you no good. It will not control the rocks breaking through the walls, and there is nothing else to try. As you consider your options, you feel something bite at your ankle. What could that be? Is it the actual serpent? I cannot cast Zen. I have Fix. I have Dock. That's kind of interesting, actually. I have Feel the Force. I have Mud. Let's go with that. You scatter a handful of sand across the ground and then cast the spell. The sand begins to move, moving round and round faster and faster until it forms a whirlpool that descends into the earth itself. Unfortunately, opening a whirlpool directly under your feet is hardly a clever plan. You are sucked away and have no way of escape. You have been sucked away into a whirlpool. Lovely. Lovely. Fantastic. Okay, so I hear, I'm gonna look around. Let's try and focus on what is below. The walls of the pit are smooth nor carved, as though this pit has been drilled. There's no way to climb out. And it's steaming. Let's look at the spike first. The spike of the rock sticks up from the floor. It glows a deep and boiling red, and steam rises from its sides where it touches the cold air. As you consider your options, you feel something bite at your ankle. You look at the glowing spike. It may be hot, but if you can clamber onto it, just a moment, it may give you the height you need to escape. The ground to your right breaks, and another glowing spike emerges. The pit is becoming very warm, and you are being cooked alive. The Zen cannot be the Zen. Let's climb. Stealing your courage, you clamber up the glowing rock in the center of the pit. There is a searing noise as your bare hands touch the rock surface, and the smell of cooked meat fills the pit. Oh boy. Then you get your boots underneath you, straighten up, and reach the lip of the pit. You are almost free. You jump to the lip of the pit, miss, and fall back down, narrowly missing a rock spike. Another spike of rock emerges from the floor. The pit is filling up. There is nothing for it. You try again, clambering onto a new, taller spike. Just taller spike this time. Then you jump, grab the edge with your fingers, and haul yourself up from the pit. Okay, so the Zen is gonna work there. Screw that, because I don't think I'm gonna die with the Zen. Let's look up first, and that's gonna be look around first. I'm gonna see what that is. I'm gonna cast a spell for the Zen, and this might kill me. It should, because I was told to stay on the ground. The Zen is the opposite of staying on the ground, and I really thought that the Serpent was trying to get me to do that. Looking to the sides, you craft the magic, and the medallion begins to glow as you rise gently up the air. Okay, wait a minute. So, must stay on the ground. Oh, is it the Serpent that must stay on the ground? Did I take my notes wrong? Okay, let's float out of the pit. You float out of the pit, which fills with burning hot rocks and lava just as you escape. Okay. That was pretty bad. The Serpent should have been there, though. You are out of the pit, but the danger is by no means past. Okay, that's good news. Cracks are radiating across the ground. One opens between your feet. Let's jump clear. You jump clear just in time to avoid being swallowed. Turning, you spot a large boulder on top of the rise where you pause to rest, teetering. Okay, go left first. You prepare to dodge, but find something is holding your leg. A small green snake has wrapped itself around the ankle and is attempting to bite. Let's run it through. You draw your sword to run the creature through, when suddenly it begins to grow in size. The skin blisters and breaks, and a huge winged serpent made of crystals and rock coils up, spitting stone shards at it as it hisses. This must be the Earth Serpent itself. Yeah, it looks quite cool, actually. So, throw something at it. Cast a spell. Can I make it float off the ground? Can I make it float off the ground? I don't think I can, but let's see if I have something over here. So I have the Huff. That's probably not going to work. I have the Dop. Nope, that's definitely not going to work. I have the Dawes, which is going to cause slowness. I don't think can I fight it? Can I just fight it like it is? And we have the Dud, which is the illusion of treasure, and I don't think I want that for anything. So, forget the D then. We got the Z. We got the Zob. What the hell is that? Oh. Huh. The demon. The rock demon. And we have the Zap, which is probably not gonna work. No offense. So, let's see. We have the Sap. Causes depression. That's probably not gonna work. And we have the Nip. Nip and Niff. Causes speed. And the Niff creates stench. That's probably not gonna work against this thing. Man, a lot of spells we can do here. And then we have the D. Yeah, we did that already. I think I need to throw something at it. But what? Grab the serpent. Can I lift it off the floor? Remembering the earth spell, the serpents need to be touching the ground. Oh, that's it. You reach down to snatch up the snake, but the creature is too quick. It's too quick for you. Just jackknifing from your grasp. It will clearly do anything to avoid being taken. So I'm gonna cast the slowness. That's what I need. I don't remember what the spell is called though. It's DAWS? Is it DAWS? Is it DAWS? Yeah. Okay, so cast that. You spin the sunlight into a pattern around you. For a moment the serpent appears to slow down to a crawl. It is clearly fighting the magic, but you have perhaps a moment to act. Let's grab it. While it is slowed down, you grab it. The serpent roars and hisses, but once off the ground, everything changes. The earth settles, and the serpent itself shrinks once more to the size of a small snake. And I'm gonna strangle it. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! You catch the creature's throat in one fist and throttle the life from it. It rattles, grasps, and then hangs limp from your fist like old rope. The earth below is still. You have defeated 3 of the 7 serpents. Your height returns to you. Your weight returns and you settle gradually back down on the ground. The rock around are smooth and unbroken. The whole thing might have been a dream, but for the piles of stone dust that cover the ground. Of course I'm gonna grab some stone dust. You gather up the stone dust into your pack. Your progress so far is excellent. You feel fit and well and are firmly on your way to reading the backlands of the serpents. Well, I hope so. I really hope so. Let's go north. Let's visit that city up there and see what that is all about. The road curves gently as you follow it. The day is likely to be clear and will be hot once more. The stone underfoot turns into carved slabs buried by layers of dust. It seems you are walking along what once was a wide flagstone road. Let's examine the flagstones. You pause to look in the cracks between the stones, hoping to perhaps find a gold piece or two buried under the topsoil. There is nothing. This place has been scoured bare by the wind of centuries. You continue on your way, and actually maybe by people that came through here or something. Okay, that's fine. You follow the old road. As the sun climbs towards its zenith, the wind picks up. A little dust blows across the surface of the ancient road. Suddenly, you hear the sound of hoofbeats. Something is coming towards you along the old stone. The next thing you know, you are knocked flying by a low, armored creature. It is a roach pig. Armored... The Shakram is not going to work on that thing. Let's fight it. Should be okay. Oh, it's one of these things. The creature is still coming for you. You whip out your legendary sword. It's gonna go for a power attack, isn't it? It should go. It says right there. Still coming for me. And I think the 7.1 is gonna... There it is. Ooh, those tusks just grew. Look at the size. No, they're the same size. The pig grinds its teeth as though hoping to scare you into lying still while it feasts. But that would be foolish. You stab for its throat. The pig lashes out with its front trotters. I don't know what it's gonna do. I'm gonna go with a 5 here. Ooh, so close. So close. I got it, though. I got it. You batter the roach pig back, cutting it down as it charges for you, head low and tusks bare. The creature drives itself deep into your blade. The pig yelps and squeals. It drops its head low. Okay, I'm gonna go with the, I should probably pay attention to what these are, but I don't know. Let's go with that one, and it's gonna be a kill. You bash the roach pig again, slicing into its hide. The creature squeals so loud you think your ears will burst, and then it falls back, hitting the road with its hard shell and raising dust. It is quite suddenly quite dead. Yep, flawless fighting. You wipe the thick pig blood from your blade and stretch. Let's cut off some meat. You hack off, yeah, raw meat must be cooked. You hack off a hunk of meat and wrap it in some spare cloth. You try to arrange what is left in as dignified a manner as you can. Looking down northwards, you can see the northern reaches of the Zunu peaks. Somewhere there lies the ruin of an ancient city of Tinpang, where once filled with the Archmage's most devout followers. Oh, that might be a bad idea then, to go there. But I need to. I think. I mean, maybe. Of course I need to. You are watching, so I'm curious, so yeah, we'll see. The road curves gently as you follow it. It is hot now. You are starting to sweat under your pack. The road passes between the pillars of a ruined stone gate and then opens out into a wide plaza of low ruins. Okay, let's look at the ruins first. Door frames jut from the unforgiving sands. Windows stare like dead eyes from buildings molded into the rising cliff itself. This was a fine city once, but now it is nothing but another ruined tomb. Look at the gate. The pillars were maybe once carved. One is set with what looks like a jaguar, the other some kind of winged goat. Okay, so maybe that's important. We need a jaguar, or jaguar, or however you want to pronounce that, and the winged goat, which is kind of weird. But sure, I actually don't know what that is. Perhaps this place was once walled, but there's nothing there now. The pillars are covered in patches of green moss. It's green moss, though. I don't think this is the nice moss that I want. Let's collect the moss and just put it on the backpack. You collect a handful of moss. It is wet and pungent despite the arid hair. I'm gonna smell it. You put your nose into the moss and smell, and are all but overwhelmed by the tangy, rank aroma of cat urine. Okay, throw it away then. You throw the moss away again. The moss you've eaten before was yellow and smelled quite different. The silent city echoes to the sound of your footsteps on the road. You are aware you are headed away from Zaman and not towards it. But perhaps the ruins of this place will have something to aid you. Well, perhaps there will be a serpent over here. But let's enter the city. That's the gate right there. You follow the outline of a street into the first of several open plazas. It seems this was once a city hewn in vertical layers into the northern cliff face itself. Now it is as though a great clawed creature has scratched it from existence. A few dwellings remain, but most are broken piles. Only one structure remains standing, a tower that rises somewhere to the west. The mid-afternoon heat fills the landscape. So I'm gonna explore the ruins first, because I want to see what that is all about. The ruins of the city are quite extensive. Whatever happened here, it scooped away great sections of the city as though the streets were raked by gigantic claws. It reminds you of the ruined giant's town you explored back in the hills, just as empty and dead. The grandest house... What ruined giant's town, by the way? The grandest houses are those near the cliff face. Further from the slope, the dwellings become smaller and less remains. Mid-afternoon heat makes the air damp. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the high city up first. And then there's just 2 explorations to do. You head upwards towards the cliff. Actually, this is not ideal. This is not ideal. The reason for that is it kind of yeah, I need to go there first, and then that's gonna save me some time. A little bit of time, not too much though, but a little bit, and that's good. You walk through the ruins of the buildings that spread across the floor of the valley. One seems to be a large warehouse, though whatever was stored here has been taken by the winds long ago. Keep exploring. You peek your way over a low wall and through the shattered outline of a family home. A vague depression in one corner indicates an old fire pit. You scratch in the dirt of the fire pit for a time, but find nothing beyond a few shards of broken pottery. You leave the old house by what was once the doorway. Scratched on the doorstep is a chiseled mark, perhaps a drawing of some kind? You squat to examine the marks. They were perhaps once more detailed and are almost worn away by the scouring dust. A cat, large and striped, is curled up into a ring of warmth. For warmth. Okay, what can I cast here? This is important, isn't it? A tiger. Oh, I can cast the far. Go right ahead. See what happens. You sit cross-legged on the flagstones. You put your palms on the orb of crystal. You weave the enchantment and everything changes. The world seems to disappear, replaced by a vision. An endless mountain path curling up between high cliffs. The cawing of eagles overhead echoes overhead. The vision fades. The cloud begins to tumble across the dimming sky. It will be dark soon. There is nothing more to be done. You look through another house, but find nothing. These streets have been reduced to mere marks in the dust. There are no signs left of what happened here, and nothing more to be discovered. The sun is now in the lowest quarter of the sky, and it will be dark soon. Yeah, that wasted a bunch of time there. I am gonna try to see if I can figure out what these marks are, because I didn't look at all my spells. I just saw far, and I went, yeah, that's the one I want. Let's see. So I have the sense danger, I would think. I have the sense danger. I have the far, don't need that. And I have the hot or the how. Let's go with the how. You weave the enchantment and a quiet voice speaks into your thoughts. The voice tells you that the city is now empty, though not entirely without its dangers, particularly in the upper half of the city. With that, the spell fades. There is nothing more to be done, and yeah, we're actually going to go over there. So this was not an important thing to see. We're gonna go to the high city, but only on the next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sorcery. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.